Hello everyone, this is Queen the Princess.
And Gaga.
And today we are bringing you Chapter 13 of Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Chapter 13, A Visitor to Hogwarts!
Author's note. Hello, friends. Many of you have notified me about the typo in the last chapter. Oops. I was feeling so confident in my newfound writing skills last class, and I didn't think I needed to ask the teacher to foolproof read. Once again, oops. I guess this just goes to show that Proverbs 16:18 applies to us all.
I wonder if she added that in the author's note. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before.
Oh, one word! Pride goeth before!
Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
I was going to say, I didn't even notice the typo in the last chapter, but, this one really stands out. Pride goeth before. That sounds like a weird old English name that you give to your child, Sin Not Hayworth or whatever, or Chastity so-and-so, thou shall not commit adultery, Pride goeth before. There's some weird names back in the day.
Okay. Proverbs 16:18 applies to us all, and that, friends, is why this chapter is so late going up. I waited to post until Greg had a chance to look over it in detail.
Oh my.
He says I am definitely improving, but he still did have some suggestions. Hope you all enjoy.
Oh, how will I ever polish this spear? It's so large. With your hands, my sweet. Lusty Argonian maid. The cheering crowd converged on the two righteous boys. They were led by Dean Thomas, Hermione, and Ronald. It's gonna be like a running joke. Hermione reached Harry first. It reminds me of that one book in the Bible, the disciple who Jesus loved best reached Jesus first.
The two men were running, but one of them was slightly faster.
I really wish I could remember which book of the Bible that is, but
John.
I think you're right now that you mentioned it, but John was super insecure, so he's John, the one Jesus loved best, or the one Jesus loved, right? The one who reached Jesus first. I don't think that's meant to be intentional, but it's just a funny coincidence. Joyful tears were streaming down her face, and her lacy pink skirt was swirling around her legs. When she reached Harry, she wrapped her delicate arms around him in a chaste hug. Hermione, you're squeezing awfully tight. I think you're going to break my ribs. That's the idea, Mr. Potter.
Oh no, I'm terrible. We wouldn't want you to die.
Oh no, look everyone, Voldemort killed Harry Potter.
Oh no, he must have come and gone so quickly, we didn't even see him.
Yes, I certainly couldn't with my delicate woman eyes.
I was so scared, she whispered tearfully.
That she might not die. Or that he might kill you before I got there.
Yeah.
I was so scared, she whispered tearfully. I was afraid that Draco would smite you down before I got a chance to.
What?
Nothing.
Harry pulled away and patted her reassuringly. He told her, "There is nothing to be afraid of. Not when we are on the side of righteousness." Hermione grinned admiringly. She exclaimed, "You're so brave!" Harry smiled humbly and blushed and rubbed the back of his neck like a shy schoolboy. But you are a shy schoolboy.
Yeah, you are a shy schoolboy. There's no about it.
He walked to class holding his books like a student. He didn't know why, but he felt so different around her than other people. Perhaps it was because she was so godly, but Harry felt that it might be more than admiration that he felt. What was the word? He could not quite put his finger on it.
Sorry, that was bad.
They're a little young to be making it doing this like that. But I'm not gonna lie, the thought crossed my mind too. You're not alone. Dean Thomas stepped forward and gave him a very polite handshake. "Amazing job you did there," he commented intelligently. Harry smiled humbly. "It was the work of a power greater than my own." Dean Thomas shook his head in admiration. No, I'm not quite sure that's the emotion he's feeling. Dean Thomas shook his head in admiration at how humble Harry was being. Truly a light was shining in this little one. "Oh no! I must have swallowed a flashlight without thinking! Someone get it out of me!" Ronald was next in line. Tears were streaming down his face, and his nose was running down to his chin. His whole nose? Dear Lord, someone get this boy to a hospital. He wiped his face with a big freckled hand. He stuck out the other one for Harry to shake. Harry generously returned the action.
"That was amazing!"
Ronald sobbed honestly.
"How do I be as holy as you?"
Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione exchanged a knowing look. You guys keep doing that a lot.
Gryffindor hats have natural telepathy.
They just want to, keep Ron out of the loop as much as possible. Maybe, they suggested, it has something to do with the hat on your head. Ronald got a thoughtful look on his face. His many siblings, his army of siblings, that were too many for two parents to care for. The horde of Weasleys. Yes. His many siblings that were too many for two parents to care for did not like the look of that. Altogether, they walked over and grabbed Ronald and pulled him away.
He just retreated into a sea of red hair and freckled skin.
One of us! One of us!
Dean Thomas approved.
Come along, Ronald. We don't need these outsiders filling your head with lies. Ah!
That reminds me of my last family reunion, too.
Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione were sad, but they hoped in their hearts that their words of truth would plant seed and grow. But before they could think too much about that, a car pulled into the parking lot. It did not look like a car a busy mommy or daddy would have. No, this was a small, so-called eco-friendly car. Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione looked at it suspiciously. They did not know who would come out of it, but they got the feeling it would not be someone good. What do you have against eco-friendly cars?
They are not Christian.
Eco-friendly cars are not of the Lord! Is it a flying black Mercy Benz? Draco, what's this I hear about these eco-friendly cars arriving at your school? They seem like a silly muggle contraption to me.
No, Father. They're even more exclusive than the black Mercy Benz.
Really?
Yes, so few people have them.
Huh!
I think we might be the first if we got one.
To the auto dealership! The car stopped. The door opened. A man stepped out. He was tall and pale-skinned. He was a younger man, with only a thin layer of hair hidden underneath his shirt. Oh, gross. Even Voldemort can't escape the chest hair craze. Oops, spoilers. He was wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants and sneakers. No one seemed to take much notice of him, but then the Reverend's wife stepped onto the scene. She screamed! She fainted! At the sound of her cry for help, the Reverend Dumbledore came rushing to the rescue. So many so-called pro-women's rights people think that Ephesians 5:22-25, and that's right there.
Wives, submit unto your own husbands as unto the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Saviour of the body. Therefore the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it.
So many so-called pro-women's rights people think that Ephesians 5:22-25 is just about wives being submissive. What they don't talk about is that it also tells husbands to sacrifice for their wives. Wow, does that sound oppressive? I'm sorry, what did that have anything to do with her fainting? Like, what does any of this have to do with Voldemort? When he saw the man who had gotten out of the car, he stopped and gasped.
Then he shouted, "Stand back, students! This is Voldemort himself!"
So I'm just stopping here on the way to my next protest event.
Dun dun dun!
Don't play that scare chord. It's a peaceful protest.
I will use scare tactics whenever I want to prove my point.
You're such a dick.
I know you are, but what am I?
Actually, so you know how, like, in the originals, that, like, Dumbledore was Tom's mentor?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if we're changing things, what if, like, Voldemort is Dumbledore's, like, estranged teen son who, like, left the church at 18 and has been, like, campaigning against it?
Oh my gosh. Or, like, he started out as, like he was, like, going to, like, religious studies and he was gonna get his degree and I don't know.
Theology?
Sure,
He
yeah.
went to a Christian college.
I know! I'm ashamed. But, like, what if he was going to school to study religion and then he decided it just wasn't for him, so he dropped out and went to a liberal arts college where he became a drug-addicted, fornicating evolutionist.
Yes.
Dumbledore is, like, so ashamed. Like, he thought he could convert him by having him go to the school, and Voldemort was like,
Psych! Have fun studying the Bible, losers! Some of us have better things to do! Now let's call up all the Death Eaters and let's go some drugs while we have sex with people. And talk about evolution.
Not evolution.
Yes, evolution!
scandalous. Alright, do you wanna sign off with the...
Blessing.
I think this is the shortest chapter we've done.
Yeah, we might as well finish up.
Yeah, might as well.